Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope that everyone out there is doing absolutely fantastic and that you're all having a great day. Don't forget to follow me on social media. There are links in the description below the video. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. A lot of mixed, different kind of cryptocurrency news floating around there today. There's still this, the word's not, no. I think the word could be expectation for what September brings, what October will bring, the future of the cryptocurrency market, exactly where things are going. Keeping in mind, we are in a very different spot than we were even just 2 years ago, nonetheless 5 years ago, nonetheless 10 years ago. We have a lot of attention being paid to crypto. There are and have been a large amount of price predictions, ideas as to what the space is going to look like by 2029. Those are also, so once we pass by this September, October kind of thing, the next step would then be December. After December, people will be looking around spring time to see if, prices have dropped or prices only going back up. After that, in like the news term, is 2029 to 2030. That, as a recap, is the time frame that we heard Cathie Wood say that Bitcoin is going to $1 million. 2030 is meant to be $2.4 million per Bitcoin. So we've gotten a lot of that. And I mean, the $1 million Bitcoin calls are happening more and more and more. You've seen them, you've been here, you understand. That's logically, it does make sense. If we're getting all these people buying up all remaining Bitcoin, we've seen literally millions of Bitcoin, not millions of dollars, millions of Bitcoin be accumulated by 200 companies. Since January 2024, we can all logically assume in the next 3 years, the trend will have trendified, it's not a word, accelerated from where it currently is. Here's an interesting one, and also a person we actually haven't heard from in a very long time within the cryptocurrency space. If I remember correctly, I believe this person was behind bars a number of years ago. I think that's what it is. He is one of the original Bitcoin maximalists, the Jack Dorseys, those, the Andreas Antonopoulos, those, the original, this is what Bitcoin is for kind of people. His name is Charlie Shrem. Yeah, I haven't said that name. It's been 7 or 8 years. Charlie Shrem, an early Bitcoin advocate, entrepreneur, and founding member of the Bitcoin Foundation, has addressed the global crypto community as he has revisited an important Bitcoin forecast he made several years ago. Remember when I told you before, the weirdest part of of being here has been the things that these people predicted have nearly all come true. All we're missing now is $1 million Bitcoin and real hyper Bitcoinization, everything being priced in Bitcoin. I don't think we're that far off. In 7 years, I would assume 7 years. If we are going to get to a $2 million Bitcoin in 4.5 years, I would assume in 7 years we have a $4.5 million Bitcoin, so saith the analysts. That means fiat currencies have collapsed. That means when you go into a store, it is priced in Satoshis. And I'm not going to even say in Bitcoin, because at that point, you're not going grocery shopping for 4.5 million US dollars. But a lot of the things these people said are all coming true. And that's what I think the strangest part of all of this actually is. He stated that his prediction is coming true much faster than he could have expected. I told you that before. I was assuming by the time we got to the 2035, everything happening now would be taking place. I really just kind of assumed it would just be us for a long time with people ridiculing us. No, that's not the way that things are working out right now. Charlie Shrem quoted a tweet he published at the end of November 2019, when the world felt like slightly normal back then, where he made a prediction that caught the Bitcoin community's attention. Yes, and for those of you who weren't aware, 2019 prices looked crazy. They didn't look cool. We weren't expecting 100,000. We were hoping that Bitcoin could maybe, for the love of goodness, like stick around 20,000. Like, just please, do everything that you can. Like, prices were depressed. Things were down. There were a lot of people. This was our first mega cycle that we had. So we had it before when Bitcoin went to 1,200, subsequently fell back down to, I think 100 and something. But from there, we went from 900 to 20,000. Everyone was looking at the crypto market. 2018, prices began to fall. Then they cratered. In 2019, we were like, okay, halving's coming up. But a lot of people left. So anyone making a prediction about Bitcoin like going up in price was like, that guy's nuts. If you weren't here, that was the energy that we had. Very few people believed that there was going to be a rebound. I mean, it was kind of obvious if you were in the news every single day, but a lot of crypto people leave the market. If prices fall, heaven forbid, by 4%, people flee the market for weeks. It's the weirdest phenomenon in the entire world, but alas. Shrem then said that he finds the best way to hold Bitcoin is forever. Basically is to buy between okay, this is a bit and I'll say it in 2025 terms. This is a bit tone deaf. So understand that Bitcoin's price used to be a lot lower than it is right now. Like you need to understand that. Actually, hold on, don't move, don't move one muscle. Bitcoin price November 2019. I'm Googling it. Hold on, stay right there. Bitcoin's price was $8,000 for reference. Even when I Googled it, it said the Bitcoin price for November 2019 was $8,373. It was down 17% for the month. So understand, someone saying what this man is about to say made sense back then, but is now tone deaf. Like you can't say these words to someone anymore because it's literally not possible for 99% of the world. He said the best way to hold Bitcoin forever is to buy and own between 5 to 10 Bitcoin and put them into cold storage. So you understand now, and I say this lightly, years ago, it was far more accessible for someone to be able to have or find $40,000 to buy 5 Bitcoin. Now you can't really tell someone, oh, all you need is just $500,000 or $1 million. That's the kind of, that is the kind of thing that we have going on there. But back then it did, of course, make a lot of sense. Also, not many people listened. Because as we've gone over countless times, whenever for some, it's like a crypto phenomenon thing, and I don't know why it happens in the stock market. If stocks fall 1 or 2 days and we get news of a rebound, we get news of a company buying another company, people buy up those stocks. If real estate prices fall, people buy because people know that eventually it's going to go back up. within crypto? No. If prices fall, the only people who buy are the rich people. And we know that because we've had that news for the last decade. Every time that there's a dip, the dip gets bought up and it's just rich people buying. And then we get news about, this few wallets have this much Bitcoin. And people go, poor K, so few wallets. And it's like, well, they've been buying nonstop while everyone else is constantly afraid of the market. He believes holding at least that much Bitcoin for the future is crucial. You also understand the difference in numbers, right? If you've seen videos on this channel in the last, since summer, in like summertime, not like August, September, like June, July, summer. Remember the news stories that we had? There was one analyst who said, if you hold 0.01 Bitcoin, you are going to make out like a bandit. It is now impossible for billions of people to ever have more than you. Remember that? There was another guy who said, I think his number was 0.1, like a tenth of a Bitcoin. And he was talking about Bitcoin going to 2, 3, 4, 5 million and staking your Bitcoin. He's like, you will literally, like, you are far ahead of the pack. Understand the difference from 6 years ago and someone saying 5 to 10 Bitcoin, you are good, to someone being like, if you have 0.01, like, you're going to be wealthy in the future. Do you understand, like, the difference in the tone and how much accumulation has been happening? He believes holding at least that much Bitcoin for the future is crucial, since he truly thinks that over the next 20 years, this will become money that will be able to change your life. He said, I truly think that 5 to 10 Bitcoin will be a super life-changing money in 20 years from now. His recent tweet, however, had a bit of a different tone, not negative in any sort of way, but he was like, he thinks it might happen much earlier than that, since the process is going a lot faster than expected. I told you, I was like, we have at least 15 years until like full swing adoption. Nope, we have countries now mining Bitcoin and using it for trade. That's a big leap. That's a gigantic leap to hearing people and countries talk about, like, we're going to be accumulating this finite asset that there's already not enough of. And I don't know, the people in the comment section who were, I don't know if the term is skeptical. I'm not exactly sure what it is. But when I was mentioning last year, I was like, that the ETFs are going to accumulate over 1 million Bitcoin. For those of you who are unaware, the ETFs just within the United States are holding, I think, 1.1 million Bitcoin now. We have multiple companies who are nearing, they've been accumulating for 10, 11 weeks. They're nearing, I think, 7 or 8 million ETH or something like that. Like, this is happening really, 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 really fast. Yeah, he said, and I quote, it's happening faster than I thought. This is likely his reaction to accelerated Bitcoin adoption. Yeah, as one might have actually imagined. Yeah. We also just had news recently as well from that other CEO also, and from Larry Fink, both saying that they think that Bitcoin is going to reach $1 million, check, and that Bitcoin is going to overtake the real estate market within the United States and be worth trillions and trillions of dollars for its actual market cap. So, yeah, I think the longer we have the facts and the actual answers in front of us, and people within crypto continue to kind of like ignore it, I don't know really what can be done. So just understand that this is all happening pretty fast right now. This isn't normal per se. We've never had this before, as I keep reiterating, but alas, here we are. So if if by 2029 we have $1 million Bitcoin, buckle up, because 3.5 will be close behind and 27 million will not be far off. That's the happening faster than I thought news. And yeah, let's move on. For the love of goodness, like, please, So corporations right now are salivating. It's the only appropriate word. I saw the comments before. Someone was like, why are you using these words? Because it's a word in English and it fits. I don't know what you want from me. Companies right now are obsessed with the idea of stable coins and what this is going to do to the crypto market and what it's going to do to traditional finance and what it's going to do to DeFi and how much more money is going to move into the market and how much more the stable coin market. I think it's several $100 billion right now, which is insane. We have been getting news that these companies, corporations, banks are anticipating what's the word? A 5 to 10 trillion dollar market cap for stable coins in like 5 years. That's all the energy that we keep getting around Ethereum right now is because it's believed that these mega banks are going to be building on top of Ether. That's at least the news that we've been getting. So everyone keeps talking about how amazing all these things are. The subsequent idea would be it would increase liquidity for our market 20-fold. We would have a tremendous amount of money flowing into crypto, and therefore cryptocurrency prices would also benefit as well. A Goldman Sachs report this week has predicted trillions of dollars could soon flood the stablecoin market. The forecast follows a stunning $7 trillion in transaction volume last quarter. The reason they want to get in is because they realize that Tether essentially made their own digital version of the US dollar, which no one was allowed to do before. They backed it by treasury bills, which made the US okay with it, as opposed to Facebook's coin, which was backed by foreign currencies. And yeah, the fees, the money that Tether makes in fees alone amounts to, I think, billions of dollars. And they use then 15% of the fees that they make each quarter to buy Bitcoin. Yes. So all the companies have seen that Tether is real. They do what they do. And therefore, everybody wants to mimic them as well, indicating a seismic shift in global finance about to unfold. The prediction comes as U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told Wall Street, apparently, that stablecoins will play a growing role in demand for government bonds. For those of you who missed it, one of the other ideas as to why the U.S. is so cool with the idea of stablecoins is because stablecoins typically are backed by physical, U.S. dollars. They buy dollars, and every dollar that you hold, you can create a $1 coin for it. It also increases demand for the U.S. dollar and also for treasury bills. We went over this several times because it's part of the news. Tether alone, one company, holds more treasury bills than the entirety of Germany. That's insane. They're a company. They hold more than a government. So if you 20x that, the demand for the US dollar essentially, because of stable coins, would skyrocket. The amount of treasury bills being purchased to back these stable coins would skyrocket as well. This is why everyone seems to be playing nice. It has to do with the strength and trying to uphold the power of the weakening US dollar by simply digitizing it in this form and fashion. The market is already responding. Apparently so. Yeah, it's a 5. So it would be a 32 to a 35x that the stablecoin market would grow, because apparently the market is 271 billion. That was the latest valuation of the entire market in August. 271 billion to get to 7 trillion. Okay, this is why everyone's completely obsessed with it. Yeah, so we can't get away from this kind of news. I thought we could, and I was slightly hopeful around February, but no. Um, they're all obsessed with it. We're going to have them. They're going to be everywhere, and that apparently is just the way that this market is going to be moving. Still excited to see prices and where things go over the rest of this month and into the future, as we are apparently still in full swing, if you will, for the predictions that we've been hearing. But I'm not sure if you can, but it feels like something's up. It really does feel like we're getting like portions, like fractions of a very bigger picture of what's really going on, because it's gotten to the point where basically these companies, they kind of want everything. And I think still, logically, I think it's going to shock a lot of people over the coming years exactly how big this market gets. And we're going to have a lot of people talking about how they missed out in some form or fashion. So hopefully you listening to this right now do not. I do hope you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do sincerely hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.